Inside Out and Back Again by Tang Halai. Today we'll be continuing on to Part 3, Section 3 of the book. That is the third section of the book titled Alabama. From pages 173 to 202, starting with the poem called Can't Help, and finishing with the poem called Mrs. Washington's Response. So jumping forward to where we left off last time. There we are. So starting with the poem called Can't Help. Here we go. Mother taps her nails on the dining table, her signal for solitude to chant. I shuffle off to our room, but am still with her through my ears. She chants, Nam mo adi tat fat, Nam mo kwan de tambotat. Such quiet tones after a day of shouts and hallelujahs. Clang, clang, clang. A spoon chimes against a glass bowl. Nothing like clear stream bell echoes from a brass gong. Instead of jasmine incense, Mother burns dried orange peels. Ashy, bitter citrus invades our room. Nothing like the floral wafts that once calmed me. I try, but can't fall asleep, needing amethyst ring twirls and her lavender scent. I'm not as good as Mother at making do. Finally, she comes in and turns from me, her signal for more time alone. I lie frozen, sniffing for traces of lavender. Too faint, yet I dare not roll closer. She sighs, extends it into a sniffle. Where are you? Should we keep hoping? She thinks I'm asleep. More sniffles, so gentle I would miss them by inhaling too deeply. Come home and see how our children have grown. All my life I've wondered what it's like to know someone. For forever, then poof, he's gone. Another sigh. It's more difficult here than I imagined. I thought so. Despite her own rule, Mother can't help yearning for Father, any more than I can help tasting ripe papaya in my sleep. September 21st, late. Spelling rules. Sometimes the spelling changes when adding an S. Knife becomes knives. Sometimes a C is used instead of a K, even if it makes more sense for cat to be spelled cat. Sometimes a Y is used instead of an E, even if it makes more sense for moldy to be spelled mold-y. Whoever invented English should have learned to spell. September 30th. Cowboy's gifts. Our cowboy likes to bring us gifts. The breathing catfish was Mother's favorite. I couldn't watch Vu Li kill and clean it, but it tasted so good. After getting us dipped at church, our cowboy brought gifts even more often. Vu Li always asks for beef jerky, pointing to his muscles. I prefer really fat grapes. Today our cowboy brings chips and chocolate. My brothers and I finish the chips in a flash. Later, Mother throws away what's left of the candy. After she falls asleep, I retrieve the bars. They'll be better than hard rolls for lunch. October 4th. Someone knows. My word for today is delicious. Delicious. Mrs. Washington asks, was your lunch delicious? Before speaking, I have to translate in my head. She waits. I eat candy in toilet. Mrs. Washington looks panicked. What? I realize my mistake. Oh, that toilet. She doesn't look any happier. I add, not candy all time. But you always eat in the bathroom? I nod. Why? How can I explain dragonflies do somersaults in my stomach whenever I think of the noisy room full of mouths chewing and laughing? I'm still translating when her eyes get red. I'll pack you a lunch and you can eat at your desk. No eat in class. I'll fix that. Things will get better, just you wait. I don't believe her, but it feels good that someone knows. October 13th. Most relieved day. At lunch the next day, I stay in class. Miss Scott nods. Can it be this easy? Inside my first brown paper bag, a white meat sandwich, an apple, crunchy curly things sprinkled with salt, and a cookie dotted with chocolate raindrops. Something salty, something sweet. Perfect. I hear pounding footsteps in the long hall. I stop chewing. 2 students run into class, giggling. I firm my muscles, ready for the giggles to explode into laughter thrown at me. But smiles appear instead. The girl has red hair swaying to her bottom, a skirt falling to her calves. She says, Pam. I hear Pem. The boy of coconut shell skin is dressed better than for church. A purple bow tie, a white shirt that wouldn't wrinkle even if he rolled down a hill. His shaved head is so shiny and perfect, I want to touch it. He speaks slowly and loudly, but I don't mind because he's still smiling. He says, Stephen. I hear Stephen. I have not seen them in class, but then I mostly stare at my shoes. I will write in my journal, October 14th is Most Relieved Day. As I have noted, April 30th was Saigon is Gone Day, and September 2nd was Longest Day Ever. Though I was saving Most Relieved Day for Father's return, I can have the title My Life's Best Day. October 14th. Smart again. Pink boy stands at the board. He can't multiply 18 by 42. I go to the board, chalk the answer in 5 moves. My cheekbones lift to the ceiling until I see horror on the faces of Pem and Stephen. Pink boy is glowing red against white hair, white eyebrows, and white eyelashes. Miss Scott nudges me toward my seat. Pem reaches for my hand, hers trembling. I know Pink boy will get me, but right now I feel smart. October 20th. Hair. One day, the honey hair girl takes her pink ribbons and knots pigtails in my hair. She stares, shakes her head, yanks back her ribbons. Pink don't look good on you. Then 3 girls of bronze-bred skin remove colorful barrettes from their hair and twist onto my head so many braids. The girls' hair holds the shape of braids even without barrettes. Pem and Stephen nod, so I keep still. Walking home, my shadow shows eels dancing on my head, with tails in shapes of bows, stars, hearts. Mother and brothers notice, pause, then go on with their day. It isn't easy to sleep on a pile of plastic barrettes. The next morning, when the girls slip off the barrettes, my hair falls back to being straight. The girls yank my flat strands, walk away. I've spent my life wishing for long hair, and this is what I get. October 23rd. The busy one. Vu Li no longer has time for just me. At sunrise, he throws newspapers onto porches. After school, he flips perfect circles of beef. At sunset, he teaches Bruce Lee moves in our front yard. We line up in 5 rows, squatting and shifting, the only moves he has taught us. I make sure to get in the front row. First came the eager boys. Next came the giggly girls. Then came our neighbors, who couldn't help their curiosity. They wave back now, at times bringing jiggly, colorful food we don't eat. Everyone in Vu Li's class wears yellow. Some even bought suits exactly like Bruce Lee's. Brothers Quang and Coy join in. Once I saw Mother behind the curtains, smiling. I squatted low and sturdy then. October 28th. War and Peace. Miss Scott shows the class photographs of a burned, naked girl running, crying down a dirt road, of people climbing, screaming, desperate to get on the last helicopter out of Saigon, of skeletal refugees crammed aboard a sinking fishing boat, reaching up to the heavens for help, of mounds of combat boots abandoned by soldiers of the losing side. She's telling the class where I'm from. She should have shown something about papayas and tet. No one would believe me, but at times I would choose wartime in Saigon over peacetime in Alabama. October 29th. Pancake face. Pim is dressed in a skirt to the floor like the pioneers in our textbook. Stephen wears a beard like President Lincoln. I didn't know today is pretend day. Pink boy keeps asking, "What are you?" By the end of school, he yells an answer. "She should be a pancake. She has a pancake face." It doesn't make sense until it does. I run, hearing laughter, loud, 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 which still echoes when Mother comes home. I can't keep the day inside anymore. Mother asks, "What's a pancake?" Tears gush because I can't make myself explain a plank. Can't make myself explain. A pancake is very, very flat. October 31st, Halloween. Mother's response. Mother strokes my head. Chant, my child. Breathe in, peaceful mind. Breathe out, peaceful smile. She strokes my back. Chant, my daughter. Your whispers will bloom and shelter you from words you need not hear. Chant. Namo adida fat. Namo quande tant ambotat. She strokes my arm. I chant, wanting the gentle strokes to continue forever. I chant, wanting Mother's calmness to sink into me. October 31st, night. Mrs. Washington's response. I'm quiet during my lesson with Mrs. Washington. For a long time, I stare at the floral wallpaper and shelves full of books. Then I notice a framed photograph of a boy in uniform. I had not known of her son Tom, or of his death as a 20-year-old soldier in the very place where I was born. I never thought the name of my country could sound so sad. I'm afraid to look at Mrs. Washington. You hate me? Child, child. She comes close and hugs me. Right then I tell her about the pancake. She hugs me tighter, then pulls out a book. A book of photographs. A dragon dance at Tet. Schoolgirls in white aodais. A temple built on a tree trunk. Tom had sent home these photographs of a hot green country that she loved and hated just the same. I suck in breath. A photograph of a papaya tree swaying broad, fan-like leaves in the full sun, showing off a bundle of fat orange piglets. Excited, I yell, "Doo-doo!" I'm stabbing at the image. Best food. Papaya? Your favorite food is papaya? By the time I teach her doo-doo, she teaches me doo-doo. We're laughing so hard we're hungry for pancakes. She tells me to take the book home. November 3rd. And that is where we will finish Part 3, Section 3 of the book. We will continue on to Part 3, Section 4, and finish Part 3 tomorrow. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.